What's going on, guys? William Barry here, coming at you live from the power of the internet. Hey, man, what's going on, guys? Today is Ravenous Catalyst. Will, learn to read. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all Aesop rock, but this request will be... Bro, I'm not even going to be able to say that. I think it's Pigeonometry? Bro, look, dude. California public school, all right? And it was an angry school, county program, okay? Anyway, I'm glad to get into it. Pigeonometry. Is this just like about pigeons or something? Legendary prose. Okay, well, now this is going to be for me then. Let's see what they got.
I like drawing pigeons. People tend to feed them or forbid them. Either way, it's rare to see them individually considered. There's always like a million eating cigarettes and ketchup. I take a lot of pictures. I've been cropping out the extras. I've been studying.
Bro, what the fuck? This reminds me of like gorillas combined with like atmosphere or something, bro. What the fuck? This is wild, dude.
Been cropping out the extras. I've been studying the independent measurements and metrics, the postures and the body types, the patterns on the feathers, like some ritualistic tattoo dating back to their ancestors, while the bib and neck come dipped in precious amethyst and emeralds.
Dude, the way he said that was sick, man. What the fuck is this? Okay, all right. Wait, what?
Come dipped in precious amethyst and emeralds. It's a pity about the stigmas, how the cooties overshadow any beauty that enrich us. A white dove symbolizes peace and pacifism. A white dove is a pigeon. You motherfuckers is bigots, yo.
Wait, what? A white dove is a pigeon? I never knew that. What the fuck? There's no way. There's no way. Hold on. Yo. Is a white dove? There's no way. Oh, no, doves just aren't white pigeons. They're essentially the same bird. Oh, okay, so they are still just like, okay. Yes, they are. No, they're not technically, but technically they are. What the fuck? Okay, all right, wild. All right, what's up?
It's a pigeon. You motherfuckers is bigots, yo. 3 toes forward, 1 toe ain't. 1 a.m. sketching muscles on a plump little frame. Plus I love your pretty orange eyes and dumb little brain. I'll add an nimbus to atone for how we sully the name. Yeah.
This is wild, bro. How old is this? What the fuck? 2 years ago? What the fuck? Okay.
Bone wallet, coffee keys later. I'm headed for the beyond. I'ma need a ceasefire.
A ceasefire? Is that like a Middle Eastern styled guitar, bro? Is that, bro?
Lighter, keys, coffee, wallet, phone. The whole street is lava, the beyond is not a goat. I seen this one Da Vinci exhibit in which they reconstructed dozens of machines he invented, from diagrams in his codex open and beautifully scanned. Marvels of engineering broke up by the Vitruvian man, margin exploding with the
Vitruvian man, bro. We get some Warframe references. I understand the Warframe is referencing the Vitruvian. Yes, I know. But I'm connecting dots that ain't even meant to be connected, dog. Sorry.
Like it grew from his hand, plus every annotation backwards. Homie, who is this man? I bet his brain projected images of orbiting equations that would later become warships or attempts at aviation or some.
All right, look, dude, this guy has got some dope wordplay. What the fuck, man? Like, what is this? This is wild. It's like chaotic, but at the same time, it's like all perfectly in sequence. It's kind of crazy. Okay.
Irrigation system steering water different places. He can picture and commit to paper from a grip of angles. Honestly, it's pretty overwhelming. Contraption after contraption that had us holy helling. Later in the afterglow, grab a tablet, have a go. I might invent some vehicle, a diving suit or catapults. Fast forward to the morning, I had caught 1,000 tags and drew a half a pigeon poorly. Oh well.
Yo.
Phone phone, wallet, coffee, keys, lighter. I'm headed for the beyond, I'ma need a ceasefire.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a clever line, dude. I'm gonna head for the beyond. I'm gonna need a ceasefire. Like, yeah, bro, don't let me get stuck in that purgatory, dog. Like, shit. Okay, all right.
Lighter, keys, coffee, wallet, bone. The whole street is lava, the beyond is not a go.
Hey, yeah, right. Like, live your best life.
And was feeling like it could be the root of future submissions. It'd be cool to draw 1,000 and lay out a book of sketches. He said, how many you got? I said, like 6 or 7. He said, 1,000 is a lot. I said, that's why it's gotta be an actual 1,000 on the dot. I hit him with that 1,000 to make up for what they not. Once you mix that many bodies, it becomes about the flock. He told me if you do it, it's a cruise to manufacture. I took it as a challenge, but regretted it soon after. See, the point was always celebrate the individual vessel. That I pitched a package deal at all is pretty disrespectful.
Huh. I feel like that could be broken down in a few different ways. I've been having like an internal thought on music as a whole, or art as a whole. And it's been a conversation I've been having with a few buddies. And it also can like exist in different topics across different things. One of the things that I talk about a lot is the individual is paramount. Like, I like to consider myself a utilitarian. Oh my fucking God. A utilitarian. Jesus fuck, man. Words. I'm getting dumber every day. Look, but at the same time, I still put the individual above everybody. Like, the goal should be to have a utilitarian society to where we maximize goodness for all, but not at the cost of an individual, which is one of the things why I love America the way that I do, is that because liberal, the individual is paramount. A healthy individual could lead to a healthy society. Something that's really interesting to me, though, is art is like the expression of an individual. And I think that's what a majority of people like when it comes to art. I would argue that if we lived in a perfect society, the best way to create art would to be making art that isn't meant to be commercial. I feel like that's the ultimate goal for an artist, is to be able to make art that they enjoy, not art that they think would be profitable. And unfortunately, in a capitalistic structure, people are always going to make things that they think are going to be the most successful to like get them profit. And I think that one of the cool ideas with AI is it might do a reset on the status quo. Now, I know that's a foolhardy belief, because at the end of the day, the status quo built itself up the way that it did, from the ashes of the last status quo. And every time we just redo it, we just remake the exact same thing. So it doesn't really matter. But the idea that like people just be making stuff for the enjoyment of making things, I think is a beautiful thing. The idea of an artist, man, I don't know how it survives in its current state. I think it needs to evolve, but I don't know what that entails, and I don't know what we lose if that happens. That's the dangerous side effects of this. And then on top of that, who monopolizes art? It's just, man, dude, it's going to get very complicated and very messy moving forward.
Plus 1,000 is a lot. Sometimes I get excited before really sizing up the job. I think I drew like one more on a red eye and a queen's. I ain't even make a dozen. I've been eyeing other things.
That's actually a crazy way to end that, dude. So that's a good criticism of people in general, man. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm reading way too much into it, and maybe I do this to myself, and so I just see the problem where it doesn't exist. But a lot of people, man, they make a lot of plans. They make a lot of promises. And it's really hard for people to fulfill those things. You know, like many of us every year, we do this, every one of us does it, where we're going to say, this year we're going to get healthy. You know, this is the year we're going to lose all of our weight. You know, this is the year that I'm really going to settle down and learn how to edit, you know, bro. And then like a couple weeks go in and you made a few attempts and then you just fail. And you know, you had all that bluster, all that fire in your belly, and it only lasted like a week. Once the enjoyment factor or the concept of new is over, we need a better way to like facilitate discipline on ourselves. And it's never easy. Doing things isn't easy. Being a creative isn't easy. Creating things by their nature are hard. Like, it's so easy for people to sit back, and this is like something what I hate about reaction channels, is that so many reaction channels have like this air of superiority to them, and it's like, dude, what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean? And some people that do reaction content are like successful producers or rappers and stuff like that. But by and large, dude, a majority of us spend our times critiquing things that we know nothing about or very little about, and it's a dangerous precedent. Like now we have the news, like we have some news guy coming out, I think it was like CBS or some shit. He's like, we've abandoned the common man. We're going to start being more worried about the common man's plight inside our news broad. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's already bad enough that so many of us on YouTube run our mouth with having such little education on topics. Like, the world might be a better place if more of us would be quiet more often. And more of us would only speak about things that were a little more, you know, enlightened on. And if you're someone like me who is just a layman in most things, you should own up to that. And you shouldn't try to like build up some fake thing about who you are. You know what I mean? Like, most of us are not half the fucking shit we pretend to be. Most of us, you know, how many of us got our job through effort alone? You know what I mean? How many of us, you know, can even look towards like the accomplishment of our career and say that they did it alone? Or how many people helped you get to where you are? How often did you get lucky? You know what I mean? Like, there's just so, like, YouTube is nothing but luck, dude. Like, or if you're very attractive, it gets a lot easier. But it's not just that. It's about making the same videos and fulfilling your promises and showing up and doing the goddamn thing. You know, even if you are putting out shitty content like mine, people show up to watch it as long as you keep putting it out there and you aren't fucking lying to people, you know? I don't know. People give up on things way too easily. And I'll tell you, man, if you've ever wanted to get into YouTube, it's not easy, bro. Like, you know how hard it is to spend a bunch of time I spent a month working on a video and it got 30 views. It doesn't, just because your effort goes into something doesn't mean it's going to be what you want. And a video that you might make that you were just fucking around could blow up, and then it's complicated, man. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep putting stuff out. Keep being yourself. Keep doing shit, you know? I just wish more people would be honest about things. It's a crazy world we live in. You know, now we have the fucking official government lying on official stories in broad daylight to our faces. You know, it's just, what the fuck, man? What's going on? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was a very interesting song, dude. It got me thinking about a lot of shit, even though it just came off about being about pigeons. His writing is very complicated, man. He dives into different, like, you could take his lyrics in so many different directions. I only got just a little bit. Like, this is the type of song that rewards multiple listens. Like, that rewards continuous enjoy. Like, 5 years from now, you could listen to the same song, and then when your perspective might have a minor adjustment, you could hear an entirely different song. These are the type of songs that, like, could redefine what it means to be a person. Or it could just be a song about fucking drawing pigeons. Just depends on your mind, man, and where you want to go with things. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I Used to wake up like the world was mine. Now it's just morning again. Used to talk like dreams could bend the sky. Now I just grow till it ends.